Peace to the gods, peace to the earths, peace to all the righteous families of the planet Earth. And on the planet Earth, I guess that would include animal planet families, Aquarian life families, right? But I just want to say peace. Today I'm coming to y'all, gonna do my duty. I'm gonna strive to. I hope to keep this brief. I just want to get in first. I want to say happy born day to my uncle Baba Omawale. That's Malcolm X. Y'all need to check that video. That's before this one that I just put up. This Malcolm in his own words saying he was out of the nation in 1964. Right. Yeah, man. So I just I want to talk to y'all for me. I want to build. And I'm gonna do my duty, man. People don't like the truth bearer, the messenger of truth. I get, you can be shunned, what you call it, ostracated, killed, hit, murdered for trying to tell people the truth, right? I'm still thinking about changing my first name to Truth. King Truth is Allah. Instead of Lewis. I'm used to Lewis. I'm conditioned to program. It's a Jewish European. Lewis is a Jewish European name. I don't, like I heard something like you shouldn't do that, dog. You shouldn't do that. I think I would prefer my name to be Truth is Allah. King Truth is Allah, right? King, because I am a king. I'm not the only one, but I am a king. King Truth is Allah. King Truth is Allah. And I'm not, being braggadocious or boasting or just that's the title, I put on myself. King. You know. I would like to have some son someday that I could call Born King. Or, Born King Allah. You know, yeah, I'm gonna talk about getting knowledge of self, right? And some other things, still continuing to defend my uncle and our uncle, El Haj Malik El Shabazz, also known as Malcolm X, right? But, I've been hearing some things people don't understand. They struggling with, you know, following me and some of the other gods that's on the internet. And they having a hard time understanding. And even some gods is having a hard time getting the proper knowledge of themselves or getting true enlightenment, right? And so, um, my position is, and I said this before, my position is that, you know, you should have an education. You should have a high school diploma or a GED. I can't sugarcoat the importance of that, right? It is essential, crucial, necessary for a man or woman to at least have completed 12th grade, right? No matter what age you are, if you're 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and you're struggling in life, that's because, and you didn't complete high school, this is why you're struggling in life, right? And I know some brothers and sisters that did complete high school and struggling in life. There was commercial here they ran in Michigan, and I think it was a GED commercial, telling people to get a GED, but it said a person that graduate high school will make $1 million more in their lifetime versus a person that didn't complete high school. So I think it was a GED commercial, right? And so if you want knowledge of self, which you should want it, but it is called knowledge of self, right? And it is self-study. It is self-study. It's a self-study at your own pace. Now, if you got an enlightener, they are going to, push you to complete, the the program of the history, supreme mathematics, supreme alphabet, and the 120 and the 12 jewels. They're gonna push you to get it. They feel like, it should take, a couple months if you stay on it. It took me, it took me a while, and I still, I could enlighten from a book. I could be like a teacher and can teach you, can enlighten you, but I don't know the original 120 by heart. I refuse to memorize that first, and that's why I don't know it by heart. I study. I know. The. I know all supreme math and all supreme alphabets by heart, and the history of the Father, and the reason why He started the nation of gods and earths. And I know the 1 to 10, or I knew the 1 to 10, the student enrollment by heart. You know, but so and I was learning the 1 to 14, the 1 to 36. I almost know them by heart. And but I couldn't uh retain the information. I didn't. I felt it was trying to make me a Muslim, and that's because I didn't have an enlightener, and I was learning on my own, right? But yeah, man. So uh, I was learning on my own, and but it's wrong, and so I refuse to learn something that is wrong, memorize something that is wrong, because you memorizing wrong knowledge, right? And so that's why it's imperative to have an enlightener, um, or be able to follow along and understand, and do your own research, as I have, as we are instructed as 5 percenters, as nation of gods and earth's representatives, right? So yeah, I couldn't. It made me sick to try to memorize this, and this is is wrong knowledge, right? Um, and so I believe, and all people that join this God's earth believe, the Father's interpretation through His enlightenment is right knowledge, right? And so I agree with that. And so they didn't change it once again, which I found out was I'm skipping ahead, but they didn't change it because fear from the Nation of Islam is why they didn't change it. I believe they didn't want any beef, Father Allah, didn't want any beef or war with the Nation of Islam. Um, but not saying he was scared. He was a decorated veteran from the Japan and Korean War. So, he wasn't scared. He taught them martial arts and how to use guns and things of that nature. And, if you do your research on Malcolm, and Father Allah's government given name from his parents was Clarence Smith. And the Nation of Islam named him Clarence 13X, right? And so I believe, I don't know for sure, but the number for when you join the Nation, I don't know, is that the same name or the same first name, right? So I don't know if it was 13 Clarence Smiths or 13 Clarences, right? But watching some videos of Malcolm today, they they named the Clarence a lot, but they talking about this dude Clarence Gill and some other dude from Clarence from Boston that may have had his hand in assassination and attempts on my Uncle Malcolm's life, right? So yeah, and so Father, he didn't want no stuff, man. He was like, man, y'all brothers tripping, and it's like Malcolm, we supposed to be brothers. I taught y'all, right? He say, I trained some of them dudes, right? So how can you be that mad at your brother to kill him? See what I'm? And so Father and Malcolm wasn't mad at the nation. They just wanted to, you know, go off and teach what they believe, what they learned. See, one of the tenets of the Nation of Islam is that if you get an education, after you get an education, you are supposed to be able to go out on your own and start your own. So Malcolm was there 10 years, and in academic world, that's a master's or a PhD level, 10 years of study under a particular teacher and institution, which was the Nation of Islam. So Malcolm was more than qualified to correct and address the leader of the Nation of Islam at the time, which was Elijah Muhammad. He was more than qualified. It's like, they don't allow growth and development, because they always want to put Malcolm as a student. But after 10 years of learning and traveling, he's still the student, and Malcolm felt like, they were saying he was not a grown man with the suspension. It was like they was scolding him, right? And so, he took that correction, but they didn't want to let up. And as the video showed, as the previous video I put up his show, he left on his own. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, but Father didn't want, and so they didn't change it because the nation, and so Father started this in 1964. He was gunned down, murdered in 1969. You know, that's according to reports. You can look online, newspapers at that time was June 12th, June 13th or something. In June, he was gunned down. And people, I don't know if it went unsolved or not, but people credit the Nation of Islam for doing that, right? Now, some 5%ers I follow online on Facebook, I think it was Facebook and Instagram, shared a news clipping. I don't know, it was from the N.O.I paper, how Elijah Muhammad praised Father Allah for his work with the younger children in the streets of Harlem for starting the nation of God's earth. You know, it's a news clipping. So they knew what the Father was doing. It was like, but I don't think they got hip. I'm surmising, speculating, and assuming that I don't think they got hip that he was teaching uh knowledge of self as the black man is actual the true and living God. Right? I don't but we the true and living God of ourselves, of our own environment, of our own lives. We responsible for the outcome of our own lives and those of our closest inner circle that look to us and depend on us. We are responsible for what happens to them, for their outcomes. We have to provide support, knowledge, resources to make sure our cipher that we've been building with teaching and enlightening, comes out victorious, right? So, yeah, so I don't think they was hip because, and so I'm about to tell you something real deep, man. I'm about to tell you something real deep. Um, Father Allah's birthday was February 22nd, 1928, right? That's his birthday. This go all the way back to papers written in the 60s. His birthday is February 22nd, 1928, Danville, Virginia. Father Allah, Clarence Smith. Um, but they but they killed Malcolm February 21st, 1965. So they killed Malcolm a day before Father Allah's birthday. See what I'm saying? And it's like, wow. I think, and so I think Miss Dora, if she's still alive, I think she is telling people that's not his birthday, right? It's like too rough because if, and so I believe that's his birthday. You know, it's like they sent a threat or some kind of answer to Father Allah. And they kill him in June. I don't, is and so you have to wonder, is that a coincidence? Right now she say, or his people say, her people, his daughters say that that wasn't his birthday, but this a paper in 1960 that put his, and so once again, so now if it's not his birthday and they print that as his birthday, what does that mean? See, I'm thinking, so now I'm thinking they trying to start a beef, or they trying to put a misdirection on the nation of on the Malcolmites, on Malcolm's followers to fight the nation of God's and earth. See what I'm saying? It's that's a real close coincidence. You see what I'm saying? Knowing, 4 years later, that the father would get killed himself. And I've been looking at the theory, like, did they fake their death? Did they do did they fake their death? So, I don't know, but you have to explore that theory. That maybe Malcolm and Father Allah, maybe, they faked, or, maybe Father Allah faked his death. Since Malcolm got hit, and JFK, Martin Luther King. See what I'm saying? But I think that's, I don't like the coincidence that Father's birthday is documented, recorded as February 22nd, and they killed Malcolm February 21st. and they knew each other, and they was both out of the Nation of Islam doing their thing. You see what I'm saying? So y'all need to look at that. Y'all need to explore that more, right? Because that's what I'm gonna do, right? So talk about that. But back to and so that's why they didn't. That's why the Father, Allah, as far as we know, rewrite the 120. It'll help. Like I say, maybe it's teaching us. He wanted us to see. What the difference, I guess, which I don't have a problem with. And so I mean, because I know for sure that I don't want to be in the Nation of Islam, and that's improper knowledge. How they write the 120 is improper knowledge. Is like in the 136 is it says I love what is it? I love my slave trade, or I love the devil, or I love the white man. And so it said, well, so why do you love the white? Because he gives me nothing. He gives me nothing. And then so then it says, so why do you still fear him? And then he said, he said, so now that you're a big grown man, why do you fear him? Because he taught me to eat the wrong foods. Well, what does that have to do with fearing him? Well, the wrong foods made me something than my own self. But what is your own self? A righteous Muslim. See what I'm saying? So yeah, I was feeling that, but I wasn't feeling, that I'm supposed to love somebody that brought me from Africa and enslaved me, and then made me something that my own self by feeding me the wrong foods. Is why we got poor dietary regimen and poor dietary discipline and poor dietary laws today. You see what I'm saying? It was passed on from my ancestors that was given to them in slavery. So yeah, man, that's wrong knowledge. To condition, tell yourself you love somebody that done you wrong. He trying to, you know, do some kind of tricknology and peace and tell you to still stay in line, right? You know. So yeah, man. So this is why education is important, right? Um, and so asking questions, you know, is what school's for, right? And they teach, I think Father Allah wrote, I think he said, for a good question there is a good answer. So if you ask a good question, you get a good answer, or you know how to start your search online. Do your research or in the library, right? But and I heard Dr. Dean say this, use this, use this word, rudimentary, 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 and that means basic, elementary, or introduction to learning, introduction level, right? Basic, elementary, the basic foundation, the basic knowledge on which you're gonna learn everything else is rudimentary skills, or a rudimentary level, or a rudimentary, you know, base, right? Which is uh, kindergarten and 1 through 8, preschool, and then you got grade school 1 through 8, and then you got high school 9 through 12. So you go 8 years, then 4 more years. So it's 12 years of school that's giving you rudimentary skills and pre-college skills. Pre-college knowledge, pre-college skills. Now, listen to me. Rudimentary is basic skills that you gonna learn everything else off of, right? And so if you didn't do good in grade school and you didn't go to high school, you dropped out in the ninth grade and you 50, 60 years old, and you still struggling with true enlightenment, you think women is secondary, and you got issues. Women ain't secondary. How you came to be, how you come to exist, you call that secondary. See what I'm saying? You not going you trying to stand on the head of black women to pick yourself up because a person that low educated, that age, is really truly oppressed because they lack number three, supreme mathematics, understanding. They lack knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. To get to have true enlightenment and think women is secondary. That's ridiculous. So, education, a basic education, the rudimentary skills are necessary. That's 1 through 12 and complete the 12th graduate. One is essential to fully understanding, comprehending knowledge of self. To be a 5%er, you should be educated because you're not going to be able to live out, the real true tenet definition of a 5%er, and that's a pure righteous teacher to 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 teach and civilize the savage and not fall, victim to the 10% and wake up to 85%. So you're not gonna be right and exact in your teachings if you yourself trying to go out into the world with only 120, only a half enlightened total. So you still have sleep teaching. See what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's essential that y'all brothers claiming God body 5%, nation gods of earth, and don't have the basic rudimentary skills. That's basic arithmetic. I was thinking that they algebras. And so I said, if I was in your shoes, if I didn't have a GED and I'm in my 40s, damn near all the way trying to push, another milestone in age, right? And I didn't have my GED and I got knowledge of self first or just learn supreme mathematics and supreme alphabet. I'd be like, so if you think of algebra, it's like 2x minus y. That's an algebra problem. So I'd be like, this is wisdom unknown minus u, right? So and so it's like, so it's true. X is true. X carry over into algebra because X is an unknown, so they want you to solve for X. And some algebraic probably want you to solve for X. Now I offhand can't do the algebra. I had to look it up, but I've been past my algebra. I done took algebra like 3-4 times in college. You see what I'm saying? So I wasn't the smartest motherfucker, but I said to myself, I'm not gonna let letters and numbers beat me because that's all education is. It's letters and numbers. I told myself I'm not gonna let no number, and this is why got off into knowledge. I'm not gonna let because algebra used to kick my ass. Algebra and anything higher than algebra, you forget about. I took some calculus and was surprised I passed it. You understand? So I wouldn't have, I wasn't the best writer, but the best mathematician. But I told because I didn't took this before and over. I said, I'm not gonna let no numbers or no letters like the THE. I'm not gonna let no numbers or letters beat me. I said I'm bigger than numbers and letters. I ain't dumb. Numbers and letters. That's all school is. Numbers and letters. Putting numbers and letters together and making sense of them. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, without a proper education, you're not going to have the proper knowledge of yourself. Malcolm had an eighth grade education. That's true. But, he read so many books, you know, it was crazy. He was self-taught. And they say that I forget. I come across this information a long time ago. They said, to get a PhD, you got to read 20 books or 20 books, I think, 20 books or 32 books. It's a number amount of books that you got to get and research and write and study to get a PhD. See what I'm saying? So that's how educated and articulate Malcolm was, and he got that through reading. See what I'm saying? Where he could debate with Harvard motherfucker, college educated and beat them, white college educated people and beat them because he was just that well read. You understand? And so, y'all can't be Malcolm if y'all ain't reading and I'm college and y'all ain't gonna beat me, because I'm hard on a brother and a sister that don't have a GED. I almost ain't make it out of high school. I don't know if I told the story before, but I was a credit class short. I skipped so much in high school, wasn't crazy. And they said I had to go to night school to graduate on time. So I got on the Dexter bus from Mumford. When Mumford let out, because I skipped English 8th hour 3:15, and it was this the class started at 3:15 or it ended at 3:15. I think it was 2:20 to 3:15, and I didn't want to get out of school that late, right? Because it take me like 4 o'clock. I get home on the bus. I'm like, wow. And that's like I've been at work all day. That's almost like 9 to 5. And I ain't I ain't getting paid, right? So I had to go to Cass Technical Night School to take English. And so when I got there, I seen a former friend of mine that I went to a grade school with. Right? And I said, man, you in this mug. I said, it's a small world. So, me and him, got through. I graduated 8th grade with the dude, and now, here we is finna graduate 12th grade. Got to go to night school though, down here at Cass. Now Cass Technical, was supposed to be still one of the best, one of the top 2 schools in the city of Detroit, right, for academics. But I took the English class there. It was a very small class, and it was easy. It was like easy level reading, right? And so I'm like, man, if y'all teaching this way, this why, Mumford was hard. Mumford was, no joke. It was Dr. Robin Odom was the principal, and it was black man. It wasn't no joke. So, but yeah, man. So I think brothers and sisters that lack in this area ought to get their GED or try to find a high school program online and get a high school diploma. I'm not telling you get it. I'm saying you ought to complete your education the best way you can. Online is offers convenience. You can do it from anywhere, on the plane, in the pool, by the pool, in the hotel room, in the bathroom, in the living room, dining room, kitchen. You can go to school anywhere, accredited school anywhere online today. So online just offers convenience, and it shouldn't be, that much of a problem, man. Man, we, put a lot of emphasis on these rappers, celebrities, and they ain't educated, man. I was just, had a problem with, you know, had a problem with one of y'all favorite rap celebrities that's married to y'all favorite rap celebrities. I didn't talk about them before. And, they really super uneducated. And, I asked him to, he was talking. So I say, add the phone number. Add a phone number. Add the phone number, right? And so I'm like, can you add a phone number? Right? I say, add the phone number, give me the answer. Right? And the dude took him a while to understand what I'm saying. What you mean, add up the phone number? Add up the phone number, right? So, he took a long time. And so finally he started adding every number in the phone number. I said, what? That fucked me up, right? That messed me up. I'm like, I don't know if that would have got the right answer or not. Right now, adding anything ain't nothing to me. It's nothing. I can do it on paper, in public, on the board, in the middle of the street. I can add. That ain't nothing. I'm supposed to be able to add at my age and my academic background. I'm supposed to be able to adding is the simplest thing that we learn first. We learn numbers, then we learn addition. Adding is the first step we do first. Right? So I know how to add. I know how to add all long numbers, big, it don't matter, I know how to add, right? I'm not asking to help me add a phone number. I'm trying to see if you can do it. And the dude can't do it. So he fucked me up. And so if the answer don't come out to, the right answer, then of adding a phone number, it's wrong. So, like I said, I didn't check it. I didn't add the phone. It was just a phone number. Make a phone number up and add it. But the dude didn't know how to line up the phone number. And so his confidence of lining up the phone number, because see now, and so now it sounds like a trick question to him. Right? What you mean? It's like a trick question. It's like you got grown grandmothers out here that can't add a phone number. Right? A phone number. So now it's like, wow, it's like I'm talking fast, I'm talking slick, I'm talking you know, a secret, a deep or something. No. A phone number is made up of 7, 10, 11 digits. You got the 1, the area code, that's 4, and the 7 numbers, right? So to properly add a phone number, which is, which could be a test question. Now, to probably add a phone number, you would take the 4 digit and you would take the last 4 digits, the 3 digits, the area code, and the 1, and you would add them up. And that's how you get the answer to add a phone number. Yeah, I don't think you would get the same answer by adding each number. I don't think that's right. So, but it's like, wow, people thought that's a trick question. That could be a GD thing that you can't even add a phone, and it ain't no trick because I say add the phone number. That's what a phone number is. But people don't have the rudimentary skills to comprehend, to fully understand that simple question. See, if you teach a baby that right, she gonna know how to add a phone number before grown people that they putting $1 billion on, and that's ridiculous. And for the record, I'm not jealous if I disagree with a celebrity. Don't make I'm jealous. I'm in disagreement about something they said, did, or made, or doing, and so I get ass in the street, and it get back to them, and they get mad. Like I'm not hating, cause I can't hate nobody that ain't graduate the ninth grade. See what I'm saying? You know. Now, I'm not mad at your grind. You getting money, and if I had that kind of money, I'd be finished. I'd be out here banging with Dr. Umar. See what I'm saying? I would have a PhD and some other degrees and certificates if I had the kind of money that these dudes and females get monthly and royalty. And why don't you do it? Well, I just, I don't feel the music industry no more like that. And I'm still trying to, push 100,000 products at $10. And y'all do the math on that. I'm good, man. I can make independently what they get in advances and stay there, and have to tour and all this other stuff. I don't have if I make $1 million independently, or $2 million, or 10 million, I don't need to sign with nobody. I'm just be an independent dude. I don't need to tour. The money, the sales mean I'm growing and building and being recognized and being heard. That's what the sales mean of the revenue. See what I'm saying? Now, and 100,000 times 10 is a million. 1 million times $10 is 10 million. 100,000 times $10 is 1 million. So, 20,000 or sometimes $50 is 1 million. You see what I'm saying? 50,000 or sometimes $20 is 1 million. So, I know how to make money, man. Is what I'm saying. That I just ain't caught up with. I ain't trying to live. I just want to live and have the money be, freedom. And that's the only thing that's giving me freedom is money. Where I can sit down and build and rest and do what I have to do. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not a hater of them, man. They have to get it that way because they uneducated. But when they get it, they don't manage it and they don't understand how why people call them billionaires. When they can't add or multiply, divide to get to 1 billion. They can't break down 1 billion, let alone add up to 1 billion. So, man, that's why education is important. So if you struggling and you grown and you struggling with can't add a phone, you had to learn from me how to add a phone number. You ain't got no GD. And that's just, you not gonna understand supreme mathematics and supreme alphabet in the 120 and how to be. You're not gonna understand the enlightenment and building with the supreme mathematics to the alphabet to the 120. We go like, what's the born degree in the 1 to 10? See what I'm saying? That's so that means what is the ninth degree in the student enrollment 1 to 10? See what I'm saying? So that's how we do it. Then you got the 1 to 40 lesson. Like what's the knowledge cipher degree in the 1 to 40? So if you know don't have the basic fundamental 1 through 12 skills, you're not, in my opinion, not going to be able to fully understand, get knowledge of yourself, to be a 5%er, to be a nation of God's earth, to be God, body, to be goddess, to be earth, to be queen mother, master of your cipher, woman, womb man. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to be God because you don't have the skill, the rudimentary skill to build. Right. And so, like I said, I got that word from Dr. Dean. I'm like, he got a real PhD, Central State University. Shout out to Dr. Dean. What's happening? Right. And so, yeah. So, I got that, and I'm like, man, this dude. And so that's probably why I follow him, because he educated. And you got Dr. Supreme understanding how to hustle to win, how to hustle and win. He got a PhD from some school. Him and Dr. Dean. Dr. Supreme. He he what is it? Ballad. He from Bengali. He Bengalese or something like that, right? And him and Dr. Dean go way back, man. That's when Supreme had weight on his body. He said, he had a real bad temper back in the day. And who else educated? And Sunye is educated. He Puerto Rican. Yeah, I don't know if he got a PhD. He might have one. He a knowledgeable brother. And so that's why I follow those brothers, because they educated. And education lends credibility when you're trying to explain, you know, how you God, or earth, or what's the meaning of what you talking about. You see what I'm saying? Education lends credibility to this. So that's why I followed those brothers, man. There's some good brothers, man. Dr. Supreme understanding, he know how to build a school. Dr. Dean building his school. We trying to get Dr. Umar to be a 5%, and he building his school. Yeah, man. So there's some good knowledgeable brothers, man, and so it really, and you got divine understanding, or divine 39A, right? So that's divine understanding born Allah, right? He an elder. Don't tell him that, but he very, very knowledgeable. And he got a lot of books in his life, in his world. And I don't know if he went to college or not, but he's very knowledgeable. He got his own YouTube. Is Divine 39A. That's divine understanding born Allah. 39A is understanding born Allah. You understand? So if y'all don't have the rudimentary skills, the basic education was to stand on 1 through 12 all the way. That's leveling up each year. You gonna struggle with this. And you got some 5%ers over there calling themselves Christ. You know what I'm saying? Or infinite Allah, or Allah infinite and don't like women. Won't recognize women as equal. How you call yourself Allah infinite? Because infinite means to go on forever. So in reality is, if you want to live forever, you're going to have to constantly procreate, right? That means make babies. Infinite Allah, or Allah infinite Allah. You're going to have to, if you want to live forever, you're going to have to get like Malcolm and constantly make babies. And, you can't make babies with another man or yourself. So you're going to need a goddess, a female god. See what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. And so this leads me to, and so, y'all going to have the uneducated and low educated, going to have to develop the skill of inquiry, right? An inquiry is a request for information or an investigation or research into whatever, right? The skill of inquiry is just a simple request for information. And so you can go online, say inquire here, submit your name, telephone number, email address, or a name, telephone number, address, email, and we'll mail it to your email, you some information. Some brothers won't do it. No, the feds on me. No, I don't want to know my name. That's how you gonna get anywhere if you don't have the skill of inquiry. If you see the nation God's earth flag flying, or the building, the door opening, you don't have the skill based on your intuition, based on how they move, and is they safe or comfortable to come amongst. And they say, hey, brother, speak to you every day, but you don't have the skill, the confidence to inquire what this really is. So ain't nobody in my so-called relative reached out to me and say, what's up with this God, dog? What is this? I heard of N.O.I. then. Well, what you went to now? What is that? You all right? Not an email, not nothing, not a comment, not nothing. I ain't mad. I ain't seeking that from them. But I'm just saying, like I hear a lot of stuff, but don't see none, in my comments, right? I ain't mad at them. But you're going, and so I know some brothers and sisters that not doing well in life, that they don't have a GED or the rudimentary skills for their age. They in their middle 40s and 50 going on 60, and they don't have the skill of inquiry. They won't stop. They be in the street all day, riding around, and won't stop at the school. The journeyman school, the trade school, the casino school. Inquire within, help wanted sign to get an application or to get a brochure or a program booklet, all the courses being offered. If you ain't on the don't have the skill to inquire, you ain't on the level of trying to succeed at nothing. You ain't gonna get nowhere. What you doing trying to hear, listen, and get in other people's head? That ain't how you gonna get. That ain't how you gonna get ahead. Getting in other people's head. You're not gonna get ahead by getting in my head. And because what I'm doing in my head, I'm doing in real life. See what I'm saying? And you know, you ain't ride with me. You don't have the skill to inquire. And it takes knowledge, wisdom, and understanding on how to talk to people over the phone, make cold calls. It's the hardest thing you can do, especially for me when I stammered. I did loans for me. I was a loan officer for a minute, and my job was to look at a real estate list and make cold calls. And this was 2000. It was 2005. I think it was 2005, 2006. And so this a period where identity theft is uh you know becoming more and more a crime, and people don't feel, and I don't feel comfortable asking people social security number over the phone. They don't know me. That's lead to all kind of scams, right? And so I had to make cold calls, and I'd be up there trying to hold my stammer and be professional, think of something to say. So it helped me some, but that wasn't gonna work because I wouldn't give my social security to some little office on Jefferson, my social security number. I didn't expect it. You see what I'm saying? And so it was a list of people that was supposed to be in the market for loans for real estate, right? So yeah, man. So if you don't have the skill to inquire. Now, I didn't say I was bad at it. It wasn't, I had to turn to my aunt. She got a loan from me. That was the only loan I got. But I wasn't. But it helped me, you know, develop some more of my skill. Now at Wayne State, I had a oral speaking class. I had to get up there and stand in front of the class and read a report I had to prepare. Right. So, I do have some knowledge of oral speaking, right? So I'm not scared to talk in front of a crowd and nothing like, especially if I'm prepared. I'm not scared. So, I'm all right with that, right? Um, yeah, but you gotta get the skill of inquiry, man. You can't inquire. How you gonna learn and how you gonna know if this what you want to do? You didn't wait, and so your search and your discernment ability ain't where it need to be. Part of discernment is knowing that I'm gonna call it to really find out if this what I want to do. You see what I'm saying? So man, if you don't have the skill of discernment and the skill of inquiry, they two different things. Discernment is searching, and inquiring is action. Inquiring is doing. See what I'm saying? Like, I flip through the phone pages, and I see coming up, I'm trying to get some work done on my home, and I flip through and it say free estimate. I call, I like, yeah, I like to get a free estimate. Okay, that's an inquiry. That's an inquiry. See what I'm saying? Now sometimes I feel like I'll be talking, I don't feel like talking, calling inquiry, but I know that's what I'm gonna need to do because They ain't feeling me. They ain't responding to me. So, you're going to have the skill of inquiry. See what I'm saying? To move ahead in your life. If you can't inquire, like, people think, you know, if they go to take a trade class or school, they gonna be locked in. If they go to trucking school, somebody gonna make them drive. But it's not like that. If you inquire at trucking school, you will know the questions to ask. Like, if I get it, do I gotta drive? That's crazy. Can't nobody make you do nothing because you just took a class on it. You got plenty doctors and lawyers and bioengineers that ain't doing what they went to school for. That's ridiculous. I hate to talk about this subject to even know people on that level that think if they go to school for something, they're gonna be locked into it. That's crazy. This ain't slavery no more. And so that's y'all mental slaves. That's laziness, that's fear, that's what cause you uneducated. You know, y'all that uneducated. That's ridiculous. You ain't no 5% of no God. So yeah, man, that's my requirement, man. You gotta have a GED, 12th grade education and dead ass serious, to fuck with me. You gotta be dead ass like I wanna know about the transportation industry, I wanna be a 5%er, I wanna go in the music business, I wanna think about the weed game, legal weed game, I wanna, holler at me. You know what I'm saying? I want to start a business. How much money you willing to invest in me. If you serious, I find something. If you serious, if you dead ass. You see what I'm saying? Ride or die, dead ass serious. I'm through playing with, the biblical version said, what did it say? Young men, young men should take their life serious for when they grow old, they'll be a man or something. You should take your life serious at 16, at 21. You should figure out what you want to do right now and start reading up on it. Start reading up on everything you can. It ain't a game out here. People really ain't. People be cool and friendly, where you may want to have to work if you can't work for yourself or where you trying to get some information from. But they be dead ass serious because they there and you need what they know or what they have. So they ain't playing. Because where they is out of business, they making money and they ain't playing. So, you got to have the skill of inquiry. You got to be cordial, nice, cool, professional, serious. You see what I'm saying? And something like, may not have a dime, but I still need to know how much it costs. I need to know how much this costs and do research on what the price that they gave me. You see what I'm saying? So I got to may not have a dime bad credit, but I need some work done, and I need to know how much it is. See what I'm saying? I'll be straight. I ain't got none, but I still need to know how much it costs. You see what I'm saying? And they'd come out, feel me out, take a look around. You know what I'm saying? See if I'm honest, straight up, serious, ready to get the work done right now. How much is it? I need to know. That's why I'm calling. That's why you here. You see what I'm saying? So you got to have the skill to inquire. I know a dude right now want to do this, do that. Don't have the skill to inquire at these courthouses and programs and man, and he going on 60 years old and ain't getting nowhere. If women being, if women stop taking care of these grown men, they would be homeless till they realize they got to get up and do for self. You understand? When you if you a man and you believe take care of home and you can't do that, that's because. So yeah, man, yeah, uh, uh, uh. Yeah, man. So y'all can't be anti this. You can't be a 5%er and be anti-education. Anti-education, right? Uh. Yeah. So, I didn't held y'all an hour. I wasn't gonna talk this long. I get to going, man. Yeah, man. Y'all gotta get it. Y'all gotta get an education. Y'all don't know, man. You start see when you become a benefit to yourself through education and knowledge, you can benefit others. With education and knowledge. See what I'm saying? But you can't benefit nobody if you don't have the basic skills to teach, to do your duty. You see what I'm saying? So, I find brothers as haters, man. Got millionaire brothers, fake billionaire brothers that, hate on somebody that's struggling out here in the world. You see what I'm saying? But they hate because they not educated and they really can't debate with me and win about nothing. About nothing. And won't bet no money and say they could. So, yeah, man, that's it. It's been an hour, man. Peace to the gods, peace to the earths. Y'all stay up, get an education. Tell people to subscribe and follow and comment and watch the videos. It's all good. You're gonna learn the real. You understand? I'm bringing you the real. Yeah. So that's it. I'm out. Peace.